Hello, I'm Statman Dave. Welcome back to Box, brought to you by our digital transformation partner, HCL. Today's episode is a little bit different. We're, of course, from our homes, but I am joined by Scott McTominay. Scott, how are you, buddy?
How are you? I'm very well, thank you. All good.
Excellent. How are you managing to keep yourself fit and healthy over this period?
Yeah, it's been tough. It's very, very different experience for everyone in the whole country and everybody around the world as well. It's a time where we've got to be obviously thoughtful and thankful to the NHS and the different workers around the world who are doing such an amazing job for us. And as athletes, it's our job to help as well, which I feel like every footballer has done their little bit and different things like that. So, but just general keeping fitness, running, the gym work, football in the garden, just the usual, and then relax on the night time as well.
So let's get started then, Scott. You've picked out Arsenal as your best performance of the season. How was it partnering Paul Pogba in midfield that day?
Yeah, obviously whenever you play with Paul, he's such a talented footballer and he's an amazing guy as well. So for me, it helps me a lot. It's important for whatever midfield partner you play with. If you're playing with just a single partner or you're playing with two or three, it's important that you all click and that you all gel. And we've had that a lot this season. I feel like we've started getting real partnerships all over the pitch in midfield, and competition's healthy. That's what it's all about. But obviously playing with Paul is amazing, and in that game we gelled really, really well, and I thought we should have won the game as well.
So let's dive into the clips. Scott, how important is it to set the tempo in a game against an Arsenal or a top six side?
Yeah, whenever you play in big football matches, you have to be alive, you have to be alert, and the clips that we'll see, obviously the coaches want us to set an early tempo, get right after them and being aggressive from the first whistle and really setting intent in the game to go and show that we're here to win the game first and foremost. And you see that everybody on the pitch has got to have a good reaction when we lose the ball. Little ones like that where you're just nicking in and breaking up little counter-attacks and stopping their momentum, which is so important when a team is playing away from home. I've been there where it's difficult, getting the crowd on your side and doing all the right things in the early stage of the game and really earning the right to play as well.
I think that's one of the things that we see with the footage coming up now. It's kind of supporting the attack and understanding your role in the team. You got a really good pass into Jesse Lingard's feet here, but how important is it for a central midfielder to back up the play?
Yeah, first and foremost, every midfield player, Michael Carrick and Kieran and the manager are on to me all the time, play forward. Is whatever chance that you get, play forward and keep testing their midfielders and ask the question if they're closing the space inside for our attacking players to get more space as well. And just little things like that, which are little details which go a long way. You see they're nicking in, just stopping the counter-attack again. It's vital things that midfield players need to be doing and staying on the front foot as well. And whenever you do get opportunities, try and play killer passes, playing forward between the lines as well, because it hurts teams and at home you have to play them passes, and it's so important as well.
I think that's part of the game, obviously, we spoke about there. It's sort of the intensity, the tackling, getting involved early doors, setting the tempo. But for me, for this game, as the game sort of developed, carrying the ball through the centre of the park, it's sort of become part of your game. Is it something that you enjoy?
Yeah, for myself, obviously, somebody who's quite strong and a good runner, you should be testing teams more than I actually do. You should be wanting to break lines, similar to what Paul does as well. And you see with this split where you just want to take the ball forward, drive into the box, and obviously try and create chances as well, because we always have to have that balance of one goals and one sits, which is so important for a midfield player as well. So no, being box to box is such amazing examples. Zidane's, Patrick Vieira's, Roy Keane's driving through the middle of the pitch, who are exceptionally good at it. And obviously for me, it's important to keep watching clips like that, and I get the guys from football to send them over as much as they possibly can to analyse it as well.
So it is kind of that iteration that you've got these guys that you see that these are your heroes in a way, the guys that carry through the centre of the park. I want to take part of that game into my game and sort of improve as a footballer.
Yeah, because you've got the physique, you've got the presence to obviously hold people off and that burst of speed where you can get through as well. And there's so many good examples of it in world football as well. And Paul's probably one of the best examples of it. He's very, very powerful and he gets across the grass really, really quickly as well. So it's a dangerous tool to have in the middle of the pitch as well.
So it's now time to take a look at a few goals that you've scored, Scott, through your United career so far. First up, the goal against Arsenal. For you, how important is it to sort of join the counter-attack? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's Manchester United like to break with pace. Is it something that you enjoy in your part of your game?
Yeah, from that transition from defence to attack, it's so important. And we're not just a team that counter-attacks. We can create goals, as you see with Bruno coming in. It's a tremendous asset. But whenever we do find ourselves in situations like this, the runners that we've got forward, I can see 6 players sprinting full tilt to get into the opposition box, which is a credit to the fitness levels first and foremost, but the desire to actually get in the box as well, which is so important. And obviously you see we were a little bit unlucky with the cross there. Marcus is just short, but we're screening the box really, really well. We've got good coverage of the counter-attack for them as well. And obviously whenever it falls to me, you have to be composed and you have to take a good touch, which is so important to setting yourself to get good contact. And obviously if you watch my head, keeping your head over the ball, and Kieran McKenna's always on to me about that. Kieran would probably rather it go in the bottom corner rather than the top corner, but obviously you have to keep your head over the ball, and if you're slightly leaning back, then it just goes over the bar as well. So no, that was a sweet strike, that, and a good moment of the match. And as I say, we were unfortunate not to go on the win as well.
Completely agree with that. Well, let's take a goal that was a low daisy cutter. Your first goal for Manchester United in the first team. What was that moment like?
Yeah, obviously for me, I needed that feeling of a special moment. And obviously in a Premier League match, it's so important to get off the mark in terms of scoring goals and things like that. But no, you see the bodies that we have screening the box again. Obviously it's a good corner run by Jesse and Luke's backing it up, but Michael Carrick, if you just watch me on the edge of the box, he's always on to me about little movements, creating a little half yard. You just do a little sidestep and you find yourself with edge of the box free, basically, where the centre backs has to rush you, and obviously it's difficult to get a block on it from there. Just that little movement, which creates you half a yard, and then obviously again with what Kieran's been speaking to me about a lot this season, keeping your head over the ball and finding them bottom corners, either left foot or right foot. I had one at Huddersfield last year as well, which was left foot, and it's important to listen and obviously take these little messages on board, and it can be the fine margins between scoring a goal and not scoring a goal as well.
Talking about fine margins, playing as a forward for the under-23s at times. We're going to take a look at this Norwich goal now. Do you think that experience playing as a centre forward makes you more maybe alive in these sort of situations?
Yeah, it can do. Obviously, I only played up front for maybe 5 to 10 games or something like that, so you start to learn a little bit about the position and things like that, and the instinctive goals come like once you play a little bit, even in training. Sometimes whenever you find yourself in the box in small-sided games, the instinctiveness to shoot and try and score as well. And obviously it was an unfortunate touch by Todd Cantwell, but you're alive and you're on the second balls, and you just got to take your opportunity whenever it comes, which a lot of my goals have been the first goal in games, and it really sets us up well for some good results as well.
Unfortunately, this next goal that we're going to take a look at isn't the first goal of the game, but it's in the Manchester derby. How does that feel as a player when you're waking up in the morning of a Manchester derby?
Yeah, first and foremost, you're disappointed that you're not starting the game, obviously coming back from injury, but the boys have done exceptionally well, and obviously you have to prove to the manager that you're not sulking, you're ready to come on and make a difference if you needed, and that's what Manchester United players are all about. You have to be ready every single minute of the 90 minutes which you're playing in, and obviously for me that goal was such an amazing feeling. And again, it was that instinctiveness to try and obviously catch the goalkeeper out, and obviously try and make sure that you get a good contact with it as well whenever it does fall to you. But the boys did so well on that day, and it was a real credit to them as well.
So when Ederson's got the ball here, when did you sort of spot that moment to go?
Well, you can sort of weigh it up. We're way over 1 minute of additional time, which was supposed to be played, and you know that they're going to be rushing. They need the result. They're going to be rushing, so you've almost set off before the ball's even in the goalkeeper's hands, which is obviously instinct. You have to try and read the game as best you can, and then from there it's just about composure and contact on the ball as well.
And the finish is absolutely ridiculous as well, and the feeling in the Stretford end after that goal went in, it was incredible. And I think that's the big thing for fans of Manchester United. It's those types of moments that you're going to kind of give to the fans. How important are the fans in these types of games as well to kind of lift the players at certain moments?
Yeah, so I'm a fan first and foremost as well. So for me, the crowd and the videos that people were sending me after, I remember sending some to me of the fans going crazy, and I was going mad. So it's like, well, you can only imagine what the fans would be like in a moment like that. And I've said it before, that was the best. The emotion of that goes too quick. Something like that, you just want to relive. And obviously, first and foremost, you want to win trophies at this football club, and they're the moments and the feelings that I need in my career. And obviously, hopefully, there'll be plenty more to come as well.
Thanks, Scott, for joining us today on Box to Box. Head over to the official Manchester United app, powered by HCL, where you can find exclusive player interviews, one-of-a-kind statistics, and a whole lot more. And we'll see you next time on Box to Box.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.